have these driftwood pieces. I got them from Dollar General. They were $1 each pack. And I start by dumping them out and just seeing the different sizes and shapes that we have. I'm going to pick the ones that are more straight and put anything that has a little curve or bend to them to the side. And I ended up having 11 pieces. We had 2 longer ones, so I just put 3 short, 1 long, 3 short, 1 long, 3 short in that pattern. Now I'm going to take the one all the way to the right side. I'm going to paint it using some Wise Owl black paint. And I'm going to paint every other one with the Wise Owl black. Now you can certainly pick any color of your choice, or you can even leave them the dyed color that they were when I purchased them. Then I'm going to take the other pieces that we have not painted yet and paint them using the Wise Owl Snow Owl. And I'm just going to allow everything to fully dry. Now I got this strand of bath decor from Hobby Lobby, and I just like the big flat beads, so I'm just going to take it apart. I'm going to use one big bead in the tassel. I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper and just try to lightly sand off the T in the circle in white, and then I'm going to paint over it using some Wise Owl black paint, and this covered it perfectly. I'm taking a paintbrush and just sticking it through the holes to help me be able to get full coverage on the black bead. Now I'm taking my drill gun and I'm just going to drill into each piece of driftwood, and I'm just drilling a hole right into the center. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, I'm just eyeballing it. I have some jute and some small 16mm beads, and I'm just wrapping a clear piece of tape on the end of the jute. This will just help me be able to string the bead and the driftwood onto it. So I'm starting with one unfinished wood bead and then my first piece of driftwood. And then I'm going to put another wood bead and then the second piece of driftwood. And I'm just going to go in this pattern until I'm all the way to the last piece of driftwood. And this is where we're at so far. I decided to glue the wood beads to the driftwood so that way I can kind of force it to stay in one direction. I didn't want all of the driftwood hanging in the same direction, so I just rotated as I went down the strand. And as you can see, I just pointed the piece of wood in different directions. That way it just hangs a little nicer. And I'm going to tie a knot on the left side here. I have these wood triangles. I had gotten these from Michael's. They are like a wood banner. I'm going to cut the top holes off to make a small wood triangle. And I'm going to paint those using some Wise Owl Snow Owl. And now if you don't have the wood triangles, that's fine. You can just paint a wood triangle where I'm going to place these. I just like the dimension. I'm going to string the large black flat bead onto the end. And then this is where I'm going to add the tassel. Now it was easiest if I just put a larger wood bead and then cut all the strands off until I had one strand at the top of the tassel. And then I'm going to string that through the bottom of the large wood bead. Now the tassel really has no weight to it, so I'm just going to use some hot glue to hold everything there and hide the jute. And then any leftover jute that I had, I'm going to snip off. And then I'm just going to tie a knot with this other piece of jute that I had hanging. And then cut the extra. So now I have the tassel in place. And then I'm going to glue the wood triangles onto each side of the flat wood bead. And to finish this off, I'm going to make a hanger on the right side. So I'm going to make one loop and I'm going to hot glue that in place. And then I'm going to add hot glue onto the extra jute and just wrap it around. This is just going to give it more of a finished end rather than just one knot. And I'm just going to keep wrapping it so that I now have a little loop which will then be my hanger. And if you have any leftover pieces at the end, you can just snip it off. And there we go. Now we just have this very easy boho decoration. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper, transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can check out other tutorials over on our webpage as well. Have a great day.